What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I will be going over all 25 of the Made in Japan Volume 2 playlist challenges. Luckily, if you are wondering, there's going to be no crew challenges in this one, and they can all be completed solo. Now, you're probably going to notice that I do end up having around 24 of these done and not the 25th one. The only reason why is I have not spent 1 hour in any car in free drive, but this challenge is going to be completable, and I would probably say many players are most likely get this done fairly easily, especially going around and doing the rivals and the other things and stuff like that. You'll probably get the hour done pretty dang easy. Now, I do also want to mention something though in this playlist compared to the other ones, which the Chase Squad is the same thing. I will also be doing a challenge guide on that one. Stay tuned for that in a few days, but the rivals are going to be part of this entire challenge list, so do keep that in mind. I will jump into the challenges here in a quick second, but you will basically have to get to the Chiefs in each category, which doing that will have to go through all 4 of the rivals in every single one. It's not going to be that hard. I would say each one's probably around 20 or so minutes to get it done, so I would say it's going to be fairly simple. Besides that though, let's jump right into all of the challenges. The first one here drives 6.2 miles in free drive. This I would say is probably going to be incredibly easy to do. I mean, even spending the hour in the map itself, you will most likely get this challenge completed even while doing the other ones. And then for the second challenge, drive from Karmi to Kahului in less than 10 minutes in free drive. I think I said that right. Before this challenge, though, you're going to have to leave from the main Karmi right here, guys, which I would say is fairly easy to find it. You will then have to head over to the brand new island of Maui, guys. Now, the main place you are looking for is going to be right over here. Let me zoom out a little bit. There it is, guys. Kahului is going to be on the corner over here. Now, I basically put the checkpoint, like, right in this area. I guess what you could say, maybe, like, right here would be fine. Now, I did activate basically immediately when I got here, so I wouldn't say you have to, like, drive into the city to get this one done. Luckily, this challenge is going to be fairly simple to do it. And then for the next challenge, visit the Chase Squad HQ in free drive. So heading back into the map here, now keep in mind this will have to be done in the lovely NSX once again, but the Chase Squad HQ, guys, is going to be right next to the main Chase Squad piece here. So spawn in, you'll then find the HQ basically right next to it. It's going to be fairly simple to find this one.
Visualize your next objective.
And then for the next challenge, reach 186 miles per hour on the Kaiwi Islets. I think I said that right. I might end up butchering some of the names on this guy, so do bear with me. But nonetheless, though, this will have to be done once again in the Honda NSX. So if you are wondering where this is going to be located, simply head over to the big bridge that is going to take you over to Maui. Now, the area I did end up getting this done in is going to be the stretch of road right here before this big circle. I did notice that's basically going to be the best, which you'll notice the islets are there. If I zoom out, it doesn't say anything about it, guys. But basically, jump onto the bridge here, head all the way over, hit 186 miles an hour in the NSX in this bridge location here, and you will get this one completed. And then for the next challenge, though, you will have to visit the lake by night in free drive. I also, to this day, have no idea why it says by night when it should say at night. Probably confuses people. Before this challenge, though, guys, are going to have to head over to the lake. Now, luckily, this is actually going to be the only lake on the entire island of Maui, so it will be simple to find this one. It's basically right next to the big word west here, pretty much right by the cinnamon one, and here is the lake. Now, the issue with this, though, is you have to do this at nighttime only. If you are wondering, can you head over to the big lake here and pretty much in the middle of the daytime, go over there and then hit up your main camera photo mode? That does not work. I did test it out. It doesn't work. So wait for the nighttime to come. The way I would do this, I think it's around 8 p.m. in-game time. Jump into something like the M4 Liberty Walk that has a timer in it. Wait for 8 p.m. or something. Spawn over to like this location here, which is going to be a feat. or head over to Cinnamon, guys, spawn over here, wait for it, and basically sit by the water in that car and you'll get the challenge completed. Kind of odd how they don't allow you to actually switch the time in photo mode, how some of the other challenges let you do it. For the next challenge though, perform 25 near misses in free drive. Now this will have to be done with the Toyota Supra. The only issue with this challenge, to be honest though, is probably down to one simple factor. There is not that much traffic in basically any place. Do let me know in the comments below if you guys have found a good place with traffic. Personally, the best way I found to do this is I pretty much spawned over here to the donut location, or even something like this feet here, and drove around in the city to get it. There's a good amount of cars that spawn, so you should get it fairly quick, but I do feel like in some areas we honestly need more traffic. And then for the next challenge, we'll once again be at nighttime again, break 50 objects by night. There's actually going to be a good amount of challenges you have to do at nighttime in this entire playlist, so do keep that in mind when you are doing this one, but breaking 50 objects is actually going to be fairly easy to do. Funny thing is, guys, the best location you can do for this, not even kidding, head over to this feet right here. The reason for that is if you look around this, there is going to be a fence going around this whole area. Legit, if you spawn over by this feet, start hitting the fence legit right here, guys. Follow this around. You'll have it done pretty much along this area here. It's super simple. The only issue, though, is you have to wait for nighttime. After that though, we have the open 3 treasure boxes by night with a car. So this challenge is also going to be fairly simple to do it. The only issue is once again you have to wait for nighttime. Also, for some odd reason I could not find treasure boxes anywhere. One of the good ways I found to do this is basically fly around a plane or even a helicopter, and then once you actually find a box, simply switch to a car and then pick that one up. I actually think it took me 3 different night cycles to get this one. Pretty dang frustrating if I'm being honest. And then for the next challenge though, win against 5 opponents in rival races. Now the one thing I did want to point out there is going to be a good amount of races you have to do in the Honda NSX. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 there. And keep in mind you have to beat all the chiefs with the NSX. I'll jump into that here in a second. But if you actually want to do the 5 racers, you can race the exact same rival the exact same 5 times if you want. Or you can actually go through each one of these and then pretty much progress through it, and you'll end up getting the 5 rivals beaten pretty easily. And then for the next one though, we have win against the Diamond Fangs Chief in a rival race in less than 5 minutes. So when running the Honda NSX, you will have to head over to the Diamond Fangs and beat the Chief here. That is going to be the tank, guys, so you'll have to go through all 4 of these to get to this one. All you will then have to do is beat this racer within 5 minutes. It might sound kind of difficult, but it's actually fairly easy to do it. After that, we have win against the Quick Whiskers Chief in a rival race by night. So once again, this is going to be another nighttime event. Once you actually complete all 4 of the main racers here, you can then race the rival. You will have to do this at nighttime though, so again after 8 p.m. and I think before 6 a.m. we'll get this one completed. For the next challenge, win against the Night Stalkers Chief in a rival race without using Nitro. So heading over to the Night Stalkers, guys, you'll have to once again beat all 4 of them and then beat the main chief right here. For this though, you do not actually have to turn off your Nitro in the difficulty settings. I basically just did not have my hand or my finger on the X button for Nitro, and it will still get it completed. I would say the funniest part, if you did want to make this very simple, is put the difficulty on like level 1 through 3 to make it super easier compared to level 5. And then for the final one you will have to do with the Honda NSX for at least beating a chief in a rival event is win against the Clawblades Chief in a rival race with the cockpit view activated in the difficulty options. So one thing you have to note here is in order to get this one done, before you even start this, you will have to head over to your settings, head over to difficulty, go all the way down to cockpit view and make sure this is on. That is the only way to get this one done from what I did see, so make sure that is on there, and then head back over to your actual thing there, guys, and start this one up. I would say the biggest thing with it, though, is obviously beating them in first-person mode. It is going to be, I think, 7 to 9 miles or something like that, so it's a decently long event, and if you're not the biggest fan of first-person driving, then you're most likely going to be in for a treat on this one. Then for the next challenge, reach 155 miles per hour and beat Silver in a rival race. Now this is going to have to be done in the Toyota Supra. If you're wondering where's Silver, head over to the Quick Whiskers. You're looking for the Dodge Viper. If you are all wondering, these are actually going to be incredibly easy to do them once you have completed them one time. If you're actually struggling to find some of the rivals, quick tip, fly around in the helicopter or a plane in that said area till it pops up, and then switch to the car. Also, you can actually activate the race in a plane, which is kind of funny. So once you find them, it is fairly simple to do it. But if you are looking to do this one, I would say most players probably already did this in the NSX. Head back over, start up the Silver event here, spawn over to the location, and the racer's already driving around in that area waiting for you. Luckily, it's going to be insanely easy to start it now. Now moving over to the next challenge though, complete 3 slalom feats by night. This once again has to be done in the Toyota Supra. And I really wish they would actually fix this and make it say at night would probably be a lot better. But for this though, I would recommend heading over to this slalom here. I feel like this is the easiest one to do. You can start this one and actually go this way on it, or start it and go this way, basically going around here up until I think it's like over here it finishes. It's going to be very easy to do it. I would say you'll probably get this challenge done at nighttime in maybe around, let's say, like 2 minutes. It's legit really quick. Moving over to the next one, reach 155 miles an hour in the event Toe Spirit, which is in the Made in Japan Volume 1 playlist. This is actually probably going to be the easiest challenge in the entire playlist, not even kidding. Simply spawn into that race, guys, from the Volume 1 playlist, jump in there, and legit after the second turn you'll hit 155 miles an hour. After that, simply leave the event to work on the other challenges. And then for the next one though, use the Nitro full to empty 3 times in the event K-Car Style. So simply head over to the event called K-Car Style, which is in this one. Pretty much let your nitros get all the way maxed out and then use it all the way until it's empty 3 times, and you'll get this one completed. But for the next 3 challenges though, you're probably going to notice how they're all going to be fairly similar. For this one, you're going to have to use an underglow and win the event. For the next one, a smoke. And then after that, you're going to have to use a livery, all with the exact same Skyline GTR. The easiest way I found to do this is to, well, basically head into your car over here. Hopefully I actually have it in the beginning so I don't have to search for it. There it is. Head over to Customize, go over to Vanity. So for this, I would recommend putting on any smoke, have any nitro on there as well, and any underglow. I basically have everything on this car. The other thing you also have to do is have a livery on it. So for this, guys, I know the car already comes with a livery, which is going to be this one right here. Now, I do know this one is probably going to be on the car when you actually have it, or you'll most likely have nothing. But for me though, I basically headed over to the top 100 liveries here and added a random one to it, then did the event. That also worked. I would probably say with a regular exclusive livery, it would most likely be the exact same thing. But all three of these challenges though are going to be fairly simple to do them. Simply add all the items on the car, guys, and just go through all three of the races. It shouldn't be too difficult to do them. And then for the next challenge here, reach the max combo multiplier times 50 while drifting in the event, whatever that word is, style with a drift car. This is also going to be a very easy challenge to do, so simply head over to the events here, go over to the only drift event in the entire playlist, jump into it with any drift car. I actually use the one that it gives you, which is the Lancer Evolution. Simply get that to a times 50 multiplier and boom, challenge will be completed. And then for the next one though, reach top 15 in a grand race. Now it's not saying you have to use a certain car like a certain category in it, so simply jump into any of the grand races in the game, guys, and get top 15 and you are good to go. I actually think I got like around 12th place because I wasn't driving all that great, but I was just so dang focused on getting the challenges completed. But moving over to the next one though, register a Nissan in the custom show. So for this, all you will simply have to do is head over to the main custom show in the menu over here, basically next to the Demolition Royale. If I can actually get through the menu, there we go. It's going to be right here on the side. Now keep in mind with this one, I do know for a fact, similar to the older playlist, when you go into this and actually activate the vehicle, that yes, you can start it. In certain weeks you won't be able to use a Nissan, which if you are getting into this update a tad later, sometimes during that week on a custom show, you might not be able to activate the Nissan, which means you will have to wait for it. Kind of odd how they did the challenge that way, but luckily with this one it's fairly simple. And then finally, for the last challenge here in the entire playlist is going to be find all the dragon collectibles located near Japanese temples. Now this will have to be on Maui. Now there's only 2 of these, by the way, and luckily getting both of them is actually going to be incredibly easy. Both are actually kind of close to each other. Overall though, guys, if you have any questions at all, let me know in the comments below. The biggest thing I take away from this playlist is at least every single challenge works, and I would say players are going to be insanely happy for it. I'm also going to be doing an actual overall thoughts on this playlist coming up in the next few days. Do stay tuned for that, and once again, if you have any questions, do not be hesitant to ask me in the comments below.